TitleMatchNetwork.com.
And then August of 2003, the phone rang. I looked, and when you work for the WWF, you pick up your phone, and you look on the caller ID, and you see where it says Stamford, Connecticut on there, and you just go, oh, shit. Because if you're working full-time, it's going to be a personal appearance somewhere, or, all your plans are going to change. They want you to go do this or go do that, or, you see Stamford, Connecticut on your caller ID, it's always usually bad news. But I didn't answer the phone. They left a message, so I played the message back, and I remembered that vividly. It was Jim Ross. Percy, we've got an idea for you and Undertaker with you coming back at Wrestlemania 20 at Madison Square Garden. This is in August, and we're looking way ahead to WrestleMania. And here I was, when I weighed 525 pounds. I was thinking, oh my God, there's no way. No way in hell that I could. And here's my chance to make a comeback, and finances was bad because of my wife's cancer and this and that and the other. And so he called a couple times, and I kept dodging his calls. I didn't return his calls, and he sent me an email. That was the secret there, because I could hide behind the computer keyboard there. So we made contact. Finally, I called him, and I told him, I said, Jim, my health just won't allow it. Well, what's the problem? I said, well, I've been investigating this gastric bypass surgery. My doctor seems to think that's the only way it's going to save my life. He goes, well, maybe we can help you out there. He said, let me talk to Vince, I'll get back with you. And he called me the next day. He said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to sign you to a new contract. This is like September 2003. We'll sign you a new contract, and as a signing bonus, we'll help you pay for your gastric bypass surgery that you want to have. So on November 25th, 2003, I had gastric bypass surgery, and they rolled me in the operating room. I weighed 525, like I said. And here we are now, just a little over 2 years ago. I've dropped 240 pounds.
Wow.
For the first time in many, many years, I weigh less than 300 pounds. And I'm still a big man. I'm always going to be a big man. But after weighing 525 and down, I like 280 now. I can get down the floor and play with my granddaughter and get back up.
Huh.
I can see things that I haven't seen in a long time. And what's so good, it looks back up. Where have you been? Oh, yes. I don't even remember what the original question was, but I really got off on a tangent there.
That's okay. Wow. Talk about, were you a fan growing up of the sport of professional wrestling?
My God, I think when the doctor delivered me, I was going, go, hit him, grab his arm, Yeah, I was born a fan. And my parents, I was born in Mobile, Alabama. You can tell by the accent, Southern boy, born and bred, and my fat butt would be buried in the Southern Alabama red clay. But my parents used to take me to the wrestling matches. My earliest memories of the wrestling matches were like 3 or 4 years old. They took me to the live studio matches there in Mobile. It was called Wrestling Live on Channel 5. And I can remember, standing up on the chair, and I can remember, So, born a fan, die a fan. I'm still a fan, just like you.
So, at an early age, who are some of your favorite guys watching growing up?
Well, back in those days, my earliest memories, there were guys like Mario Galinto, the Fields brothers. These are the Southern. Born and raised in Mobile, Alabama. These are your Southern boys. Dick Dunn, Don Carson. Then as I got older, Cowboy Bob Kelly was very influential in my career. A masked man called the Wrestling Pro, Ken Lucas. A lot of names. It was just back then. It was the territories. The whole country was divided into territories, and that was so beautiful. Y'all just don't know what you miss. And I feel sorry for you that you didn't have a feel like what that was like. Because I lived in Mobile, Alabama, and I didn't know what was going on in New York or in L.A. or the Cow Palace or Chicago unless you went and bought the aftermags, which I did. Because I knew the day they came to the newsstand, and I was there, and I got my magazine. But the normal fan, they thought wrestling was what you saw on TV in your particular locale. And that's what you grew up watching, your own homegrown stars. And it was so much fun. You didn't care what went on behind the curtain. You didn't criticize or critique their work rate. Yeah, it was just so much fun. You suspended your disbelief. First of all, there wasn't any disbelief to begin with. You believed. And it was fun. God, it was fun. It's not like that no more, is it?
So true. It's so true.
It's so true. Unfortunately, it's true.
At like what age did you realize that you wanted to be in the business?
Probably not until high school years. Freshman, sophomore in high school, and I got my driver's license, and I was a free bird. That's another story. I was a free bird, so we could go to wherever wrestling we wanted to go to. In Mobile, Alabama, I don't know if you're familiar with the geography there. We got Pensacola, Florida, 45 miles to the east. We got New Orleans, 75 miles to the west, and we could see the watch wrestling there, and the Fuller wrestling here, and so around the high school days, I just knew that I had two things that I wanted to be. I wanted to be a mortician, and I wanted to be a professional wrestler. Who would ever know?
What made you want to be a mortician?
Well, that's another story. I don't know. A lot of people think it's sick. Who wants to mess with dead bodies? It's not that way. When I was in high school, I started working for an ambulance service with a buddy of mine, and as a course of that business, we would make trips to the funeral homes and stuff. And I got interested in the funeral homes, especially in the back part. The embalming, the restorative art. People that were disfigured in car wrecks or whatever, and it would just intrigue me, just like anything. And I love the funeral business, and I love the wrestling business. And who would have ever known that, 20 years down the road in 1990, that Vince McMahon would take the funeral business and the wrestling business and make Paul Bearer. Oh, yes, here's the Paul Bearer. We're way ahead, though. We're way ahead. We'll stop there.
Like at the tail end of World Class, before they went out of business, we talked about Jarrett's coming in and stuff like that. What are your memories of when Jarrett came in with Lawler and all those guys?
Well, I had a history with Jarrett and Lawler long before that. When I first broke into the business in the early 70s, I had my first wrestling match in 1974. And we would drive from Mobile to Memphis, which was like an 8-hour drive, to do Memphis TV. Just to be a jobber, it's under a hood,
right.
Wherever they needed, we'd make the drive, and I think we got paid $15. Of course, we'd have to stay over, and pay for gas and shit.
Huh.
But it didn't matter. We were wrestlers. We were stars, So, and like I said earlier, I always loved the Memphis TV. So I always followed that territory and everything, and I knew of the Jarretts. But it was really sad at the time because I had been in World Class for so long, and we were at the end. It was kind of life support at that time. And Jarrett and Lawler come in, and the way they operated then, they were running Tennessee still full time. So they would come in on a Friday. I remember we'd stand in our office at the Sportatorium, and you set your watch. Here come their car. The renter car would pull in the parking lot, and out would step Bill Dundee, Jarrett Lawler, Jerry Jarrett, and little young Jeff Jarrett was just a baby then. He was just starting wrestling then. They'd come in and they'd do the show on Friday night. We'd take TV on Saturday morning at the Sportatorium, and when that TV was over on Saturday morning, off they'd go back to Tennessee again. So it was kind of our attitude where they would come in and would just take it and leave, And so, I kind of thought bad about them then. And I'm not speaking out of school here because me and Jeff have talked. I consider Jeff to be a dear friend of mine. We talk on a regular basis. I'm so proud of what they're doing with TNA right now. This is a side note there. But at that time, I'd always talk about Jeff's dad and shit. And Jeff would, oh, Percy, don't say that about Daddy, but it was kind of, there's some animosity there, only because I had so much loyalty to World Class, and the company was dying, and it was hard to see somebody come in and take over, and the place was just dying. And it was at that time that I was just getting ready to go to the WWF. Thank you, Jesus.
TitleMatchNetwork.com